Morning folks, and welcome back to a cold and frosty morning here in the east of England. This is another wild edibles video, and this week I'm after Dandelion. Well, at this time of year, and we're middle of November now, finding wild food becomes a little bit harder, but there are a few to be found, and dandelion is one of them. The name dandelion comes from the French Dandelion, which refers to the shape of the leaf. Dandelion means teeth of the lion, and you can see why it got its name. So dandelion grows throughout the UK. It's a prolific weed. Most people try and eradicate it because it pops up in lawns and in gardens and things, and can be a bit of a nightmare for the gardener. But it's a very useful plant in terms of food and for its medicinal value. Earlier in the year, the dandelion is very easy to spot because of its bright yellow flower head and its distinctive round seed head. But this time of year it's a little bit trickier, but what does give it away is its very distinctive leaf shape. Right then, let's dig some up. I brought a spade with me. I'm going to need it. It's cold this morning, it's frosty, and what I'm after is the large taproot. Okay, I've isolated two plants here. There's one there, there's one there. Just try to isolate it from the surrounding vegetation. And we'll get those dug up and see what we've got. All right, there's two, but for what I'm going to do, I'm going to need a few more yet. All right, that should do us. Right, I'm going to be using the root in two different ways today. I'm going to make a coffee substitute by drying the root out and using it in the same way you would do coffee grounds. And I'm going to saute the root in a Japanese Nitsuke style with soy. Right, I'm going to get a fire lit and we'll start getting this root dried out. The first thing you need to do is to give them a good clean. Try and avoid peeling them because you'll just take away the outer layer, and we want kind of all of it really. The best thing to do is to scrub them, and I use a nylon scouring pad. Okay, once your root is scrubbed clean, you can trim off the leaves and that off the top. Clean up any little offshoots of root. You don't need those, you just want the main bulk, the main tap root. So any of these offshoots you can get rid of. So you've just got a main nice clean bit of root like that. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to crush it. I want to try and break it down because you've got to dry this out, and it's going to take a lot longer to dry if I just cut it into pieces. It's going to take a long time for that to dry out. I'm going to dry this next to the fire. A much easier way to do it, of course, would be to dry it in the house, in the oven on a low temperature over the period of a couple of hours, or better still, to dry it on top of a radiator or in your airing cupboard, anywhere warm in the house. You could dry it over a couple of days. Unfortunately, I haven't got time to do that today. I just want to be able to dry this out as quickly as I can next to the fire. I'm going to save a couple of these to cook separately. So some of it I'll use for the coffee, some of it I'll keep and saute in soy, as I explained earlier. While the other lot of root is drying, I'm going to cut this lot up into little rounds. Rid of that bit. A little bit of oil. And in with the dandelion root. I'm going to add a splash of water and a good old bit of soy sauce. And then the idea is just to boil it down until all the liquid is gone. Alright, let's give this a try. It's a bit of bitterness, but kind of that's to be expected really. Dandelion is bitter. The leaves are what's usually eaten, and they're very bitter. You can cook the leaves, which removes some of it. It's not unpleasant actually. The soy obviously gives it a nice flavour and sort of takes the edge off it. I like it. There wasn't very much. Right, that's dried out enough. It's all become really brittle. So I'm gonna try and pound that up again with the back of my knife. Scrunching it up in my fingers. If you were doing this at home, you could always use a coffee grinder. Right, here we go. They're all toasted. There's some nice good dark colour in there. Hopefully it should have a nice flavour. While that's stewing, I just want to say a couple of thank yous. I've received a couple of things through the post just lately. First from a chap called Mike, who has a YouTube channel called Live Simply Films, Mountain Mike. He also writes, and he has 3 books that he's written, and he very kindly sent me a copy of each of the books. I'm working my way through the first one. I'm nearly done on the first one. I've really enjoyed it. And looking forward to getting stuck in with the second. But yeah, if you haven't checked out his channel, do it. It's good. It's full of some really nice videos, short mountain walks, and just documenting his adventures really. But yeah, a good watch and a good read. Thanks, Mike. Another person I'd like to thank is Johnny Roberts. Johnny's a subscriber of mine, and so we've sort of become friends really through chatting on Messenger. And he very kindly sent me a couple of things which arrived last week in the post. Firstly, he sent me a spork for Tom. If you watched my Bushcraft Overnight video with Tom and me, you'll know that Tom broke his spork, and I sort of whittled him a very rudimental replacement to eat his breakfast with in the morning. But Johnny has sent him a new spork, which is fantastic, a nice titanium one as well. So thank you very much, Tom. I was absolutely thrilled with it. He's refusing to eat his dinner unless it's with this, so it's getting plenty of use already, and he hasn't even been out in the woods with it yet. So yeah, brilliant. Now John and I have a shared interest in quality woodworking tools. Which brings me on to the next thing that he sent me, and I was absolutely blown away when I opened this. This is a Lee Neilson low-angle block plane. It is an absolute beauty of a tool. It's a quality plane. American-made, solid bronze casting, cryogenically hardened steel blade. It is a dream to use. I've used it once, and I've got a project coming up on the canoe where I'm going to be putting it to proper use. But yeah, I mean, this, what a thing. Johnny, thank you so much. You know, I will make sure this is looked after, and I'll make sure it gets plenty of use. Cheers, buddy. So there we have it. It's a lovely, rich, dark colour. You'll have noticed when I put the water in initially, there was a lot more than this in there. I put way too much water in for the amount of dandelion that I had. So I ended up reducing it down over the fire. So it was on there a lot longer than the 10 minutes that it had to reduce down. And hopefully it will have a nice rich flavour. Yeah, it's quite pleasant. I don't think it bears any resemblance to coffee or to tea. It's got quite a unique taste, actually. Right, I brought out my chief taster here. I've got Tom with me. Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Right, here you go. Tom's going to try it out as well, see what he thinks. He's going to give me an honest opinion.
Disgusting.
Are you not a fan then, Tom?
No.
See you, Tom. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.